High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
This is Plainedge High School, and tonight Varsity Media presents Conference 3 football as it's Plainedge entertaining Manhasset on senior night here at Plainedge High School. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Peter Schwartz. I'm joined by Mike Hungerford. Should be a good game here tonight. Final game of the regular season for both teams, for the Red Devils and for the Indians. And these really, Mike, two teams that are trying to gear up and get ready for the playoffs next week.
All of a sudden, Peter, it's over, right? I talk about it all the time to people. It goes really fast. You know, it seems like yesterday was week 1, and we're trying to see who'd be 1-0, and now we're here tonight trying to see if Plainedge can be 8-0. You know, and it's just amazing how fast it goes.
And the playoffs coming up next week. And we'll start with Manhasset when we look at these two teams tonight. And you look at this Manhasset team that comes in, and they're looking ahead to a potential matchup with Cary in the playoffs next week. And you look at their key player, and it starts with their quarterback, Matt Gargiulo, who has been injured the last couple of weeks. He is expected to make the start tonight. How long we see him remains to be seen, but the senior is going to get the start tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see he's going to be able to play. It means hopefully his injury has coming along pretty good. Had a good time for the Indians. Really good athlete, big, strong, athletic kid. Lacrosse guy, you know, we'll talk about that going to UMass. But, you know, in football, the coach in the conference talk about it. He's maybe the other best quarterback in the conference, maybe next to the guy who's quarterback in the team. We're going to talk about in a few minutes. But, you know, with him in the lineup, it gives Manhasset a chance. Without him, I'm not really sure, you know, how they're going to be able to manage.
The last couple of weeks, Ryan Tintle has gotten the start. We expect to see him at some point tonight. Just how long Gargiulo is out on the field remains to be seen. The Indians, coached by Jay Iaquinta, they're 5-2 heading into this final game of the regular season. Now you look at Plainedge, and the Red Devils, perfect so far this season at 7-0, and they're a key player, their highlight player, their senior quarterback, Caden Mora, who is an incredible story this year. Mike missing a year of football to tend to family issues. We'll get into that as the night goes on, but he is having an outstanding season. He's thrown 8 touchdown passes. He's got a quarterback rating of 154.
Pretty amazing one-year guy to come. You know, it shows you a lot about his sports intellect, his ability to learn. And not only that, but the trust of his teammates, right? To have him become the quarterback of the team as the first-year player. You know, everyone knows he had a very difficult last year, but he's rallied from that. He's got purpose to play for, which is very, very inspiring and awesome to hear and read about. And I'm happy to see him here play tonight and excited to see what he can bring.
He had a terrific game last week against Wantagh, throwing 2 touchdown passes, running for another 2. Rob Shaver, the head coach, 7-0 this season. They're coming off that 35-7 win over Wantagh, and they are the number 1 seed in the Conference 3 standings. They will go to the playoffs as the number 1 seed, and right now, as it looks like, they will take on Lynbrook in the first round here next week.
Sure, I think a lot of what you see the standings up on the screen right now, but you can see that a lot of what's, you know, here is kind of locked into place. I think, you know, there's definitely some other games that could vary things a little bit, but you see Plainedge just a 1, and, you know, Lynbrook is 58, and that probably is going to stay that way, maybe regardless of the outcome here tonight, right?
Yeah.
And then carry Manhasset, they may stay the way it is, though. I think with a Manhasset win, there may be a chance that maybe that the home and away could flip. I don't know. Just thinking on top of my head, looking at the PowerPoints.
Well, that looks like a really good 4-5 game for a week one.
Sure, in all these conferences, all the 4 conferences in Nassau County, the 4-5 game should be the best game.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 2 teams that are supposed to be the closest to each other, and generally it tends to be and the 3-6 probably the next game tends to be pretty good. The other two, the 1-8 and the 2-7, not always are that competitive, but that's the nature of the number 1 seed being so good,
And we touched this on the top. It is senior night here at Plainedge High School, the last regular season game for the Red Devils, and they're going to honor the seniors that are all night long tonight. They did it with the cheerleaders and the players earlier, and there's a look at the senior players for Plainedge who will be playing their final regular season home game. They will be home in the first round of the playoffs next week right here at Plainedge High School. And you're a high school head lacrosse coach. You know what it's like to have the seniors, winding down their high school career. It's a special and emotional night for them.
Sure, that football is a very, very unique sport, and wherever you play it in the United States, because for most of these guys, it's the last time they'll actually do it. Plainedge is a very good program. They'll always have some guys who are able to play at the next level, at some level of college football, but for the vast majority of the kids, when the last game comes, it's going to be the last time they're actually going to probably play football and do those things, and it makes for things very, very exciting, and you don't want it to come to an end, right?
Manhasset just won the coin toss. They elected to defer. So it'll be Plainedge receiving the opening kickoff, and then Manhasset will have it for the start of the second half. Manhasset and Plainedge, Conference 3. You see them shaking hands right now, and we are just moments away from the start of this game. You look, we mentioned before, both of these teams pretty much locked in to where they're going to be next week, who they're going to play. A night like this, it's getting a little chilly out. You want to make sure you don't have any unfortunate situations here tonight. And I think we'll probably see a lot of the players taking part in this game here tonight.
Well, I think if you're Plainedge, Coach Shavers, they've had a tremendous amount of success the last few years, and I'm very respectful of their program. They do things the right way, and they win a lot. But here tonight, you kind of want to stay crisp, right? You want to stay sharp. I thought they played really well last week against Plainedge, and there's always things to clean up. There's always things to fix. On the last game of the year, win or lose, you're going to be trying to fix things, right? 11 guys working at once doesn't always happen exactly the way it's supposed to, but you definitely want to stay healthy. I think if you're Manhasset, though, Peter, the key is you want to continue to learn about yourself. Going into the game next week, you're going to say, we're playing the best team in the conference tonight. What can we do? What are we going to do tonight? How are we going to play tonight? How are we going to look tonight? And then those things are going to translate to next week when you're in that big game against Cary to get to the semifinals.
And it looks like it's going to be Manhasset kicking off as they line up down to the left in their visiting white jersey. So it was Plainview was given the choice. They've elected to take the ball, and it's Manhasset kicking off down to our left. That is James Cork. Actually, that's number 2. Zach Gargiulo kicking off for them.
That's Gargiulo kicking off. It looks like
it is Gargiulo kicking off. And we are underway here at Plainedge High School here on Varsity Media. Thanks for taking the time to join us here on the return out across the 30-yard line. Now across the 35, down and around the 38-yard line. And returning that is Donnellan, and he takes it out across the 35 to the 38-yard line, and that is where Plainedge will put it into play. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. First offensive possession of the game for Plainedge. Here's a look at Joseph Casses, running back. And there's Caden Mora, who will be under center here for Plainedge on this opening drive. And there's a handoff around the left side. It's Casses. He gets it out across midfield, knocked out of bounds by Tittle. And we'll take a look at the starting lineups offensively for Plainedge. Starts with their quarterback, Caden Mora. And also, Joe Casses, their running back, and Outstanding wide receivers, including Anthony Gentile, and a terrific offensive line anchored by center Vincent Petzold. 1st and 10 for Plainedge. And down the near side, there goes Cassess again, around the left side, down inside the 20-yard line. Finally brought down around the 18-yard line. And James Lapina in on the stop there for Manhasset. We'll look at the Manhasset starting defense. Just mentioned Lapina, the safety. Good secondary, including Ryan Tintle, who will also see action at quarterback later on, we expect. Linebackers led by James Brady, and a front line with a nose guard of Chase Woodson, and those 2 defensive tackles, Chang and Mulville.
I think you have a penalty here, Peter, that might be coming back here. I think it might be a hold. That's a spot foul.
And they're going to move it back.
So it'll be a first down. Question of where the foul took place from, where they're going to put the ball.
Well, they're going to spot it down at the 42 yard line first. It's going to be a first down. Looks to be about 4. 1st and 5. Another whistle from the official. I think they're going over to adjust the sticks on the far side.
There's a little bit of confusion because of it being a spot foul, it'll be a first down. The ball will be about 5 yards to go. So instead of gaining all that yardage, they get a 1st and 5 out of it.
So it is a 1st and 5 from the 42, and the give is to Cassess around the left side, down inside the 30-yard line, still going inside the 25. Actually, that was Shane Moja. Outstanding player, maybe one of the best players in Nassau County. He had the carry down there, taking the inside handoff.
Well, they're in that power I formation. I think one of the best parts about Plainedge is their ability to be multiple and do different things. And Commander in that power I look right now, and first it was Cassess, and then you had a little bit of Moja, and they're kind of giving you a little bit of different looks, but they're running left here.
And there's Cassess around the left side, down inside the 20 towards the 10, and it's going to be a 1st and goal for Plainedge as Cassess is knocked out of bounds along the near side. 1st and goal coming up here for the Red Devils.
Must be something they saw in film during the week, Peter, for previous games from Manhasset. They're running left on every play into the boundary towards the left side of the line with Chadwick and Wakata, and they're getting that left side really locked up really well, and they're able to bounce that there. Definitely not ideal for the Manhasset defense to allow that to happen.
And here's Moja up the middle and down towards the 5-yard line, maybe just inside the 5-yard line before he is brought down. Shane Moja, a senior, 6'1", 190, had a 39-yard touchdown catch last week against Wantagh.
Well, you figure if you're playing edge here, you got 4 shots at it, right? So you took one, and we probably just ram it in here again and see if we can make it happen. With that behind that big offensive line, those 3 powerful backs.
And the handoff, Cassess tries the right side this time, down inside the 5, fights off a tackle, and he gets into the end zone for the Plainedge touchdown. Hard work there by Cassess, and he hits pay dirt. 6-0 Red Devils.
He had contact at about the 2.5 to 3 yard line, just kind of ran through it. Great job running through it. See, it's just a little isolation play right there. And they have some good contact, but he stays square and just keeps churning his legs and gets in the end zone. Those good backs, when they get down by the end zone, they kind of smell it, and they're not going to be denied. They're going to find their way into the end zone. Good
block there by Englam. And here's Cork for the extra point. And that is good. 10:27 to go in the opening quarter. The score, the Red Devils 7, the Indians nothing. You're watching Conference 3 high school football on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, Available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Peter Schwartz, Mike Hungerford back at Plainedge High School. Plainedge takes the opening drive, marches down the field, gets the touchdown, 7-0, and now there's James Cork, the ensuing kickoff, and Manhasset will get it back for the first time in the game. Bouncing ball on the squib kick around the 20-yard line. It's picked up and downed right away. The ball was Eddie Farku on the return, just fell on it, and now we're going to see the return of senior quarterback Matt Gargiulo, again starting this game for J.I. Aquinta after missing a couple of weeks with an unspecified injury, but he's getting the start tonight, and again, Mike, just how much we see of him remains to be seen.
Sure, I think it'll go on how the game goes and how things progress and what kind of success Manhasset is having or what kind of success Plainedge is having possibly, because next week is the game. If you win next week, you keep playing, and if you lose next week, you hand everything in. So it's, you're playing for one more week starting soon, so him, challenging to try to win the game tonight is not as important as maybe having him available next week.
Indians up to the line on 1st and 10 for the 21, 2 wide outs. Top of your screen, man in motion to the near side. Gargiulo throws it down the far side towards the middle of the field. Incomplete, was looking for Cole Purcell, and it'll bring up second down. We'll take a look at the Manhasset Indians starting offense. We talked about Matt Gargiulo, but offense so much more than that. We just saw Cole Purcell out to try and catch that pass. James Lapina, another outstanding wide receiver. Look at that front line. Tyler Jacoby anchors it as the center, and the right tackle, Henry Griffith. So good starting offense there for Manhasset as they try to answer back after Plainedge scored on the opening drive of the game. 2nd and 10 here for the Indians from their own 21. Wide receiver split to the near side, and here's Gargiulo on the keeper, and he's hit right away at the 28-yard line. And immediately hit right there by 64 TJ Chadwick, and it'll bring up third down. Here's the starting defense for Plainedge. We talked about Chadwick. Defensive tackle, also Bobby Mark, Jake Anglem, Shane Mosier, those linebackers. We'll talk more about Mosier and the attention he has been getting all over Long Island as we move along here. Jack Murray, one of the safeties. Braden Donnellan, one of the corners there for Plainedge. Now 3rd down 9 after the 1-yard pickup by Gargiulo. 3rd and 9 for the Indians from the 23. Gargiulo throws to the near side, and it is complete. The pass was caught by Atif Heathington, and it's going to be shy of the first down, gain of only a couple of yards, and it's going to bring up 4th down, a punting situation here early on, Mike, for the Indians.
Sure, not an ideal situation. Manhasset on a 3 and out, but they threw the ball on 1st down, tried to take a shot deep, good coverage, and I'll say it a few times. I think Plainedge, they seem to score a lot of points, they win a lot of games. But what's really impressive to me is how good they play defensively. They give them very few points and very little yardage. And at the end of the day, when you get to the end of the year, the games tend to get closer in the playoffs. And when you have really good defense, you're always going to be in it.
Punt by Gargiulo, and here's a return down the far side inside the 40-yard line. It's Cavalier, Vincent Cavalier on the return deep into Plainedge territory and knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Take a look at that again. A tremendous punt return. It was a good punt. And Mike, there he is, just taking off down the far side.
You got to, you kind of almost, if they say it as a joking phrase, but almost outkicked his coverage a little bit there, Peter, in terms of they were able to pick the ball up and get a little bit of a running start before the Manhasset cover team was able to get down there and had some good head start and really got downhill. And I don't know if you could ask for a better start to the game than Plainedge. They had great field position on the first drive. About 6 plays later, they score, 3 of them on goal plays. And here they have great field position right here.
1st and 10 from the 25 after the good punt return by Cavalier. High snap. Brought down. And here's the handoff straight up the middle, and a good gain close to a first down. Cassess, the ball carrier, and he's going to be within a yard or two, it looks like, of a first down.
You know, we talk about sometimes, you know, to play good defense against really good teams like Plainedge, you have to try to win on first down, right? You can't give them their playbook on they got first 10 yards right there, and they're right back over the ball again, going kind of quick here.
Moja lined up as a tight end on the far side. Cassess still in the backfield here. And Mora barking out the signals. Gives to Cassess. Now he keeps it himself, and he's going to throw it to the near side. Pass is complete. Down inside the 10, inside the 5, towards the end zone. And let's see, touchdown. Anthony Gentile, the senior wide receiver, is able to get the ball across the plane. And it's 13-0 Plainedge.
That's a very creative play right there. We'll see it again. We see from the beginning by their alignment. You know, they're buried a little bit there, and it's an RPO all the way. And the quarterback has the option of keeping it, giving it, or throwing it there, and he throws it there, kind of like that now screen look off the RPO, and they get a touchdown. That's a really creative and well-designed and executed play by Plainedge.
Cork for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Anthony Gentile with the touchdown catch from Caden Mora. Gentile, another one of the Plainedge seniors playing their final regular season home game here tonight, and he made a great individual effort there, taking that pass and fighting his way across the goal line for the touchdown. We mentioned a couple times so far tonight, it is senior night, and the seniors being honored here at Plainedge High School. They're still going to have one more home game here next week, and then after that, the playoffs move on to Hofstra after round 1. And there's another look at the Plainedge seniors, all of them playing in front of their home crowd here in the regular season, at least for the last time. And at some point, you wonder if all of them will get a chance to play, depending on the score later on in the game, in this final regular season game.
Well, I'm just looking at the picture. I think by the count, there's 18 of them in that picture. I think if my math is correct and my quick math. And for a small high school like Plainedge, football is a very popular activity here. It's a football town. And you know, 18 of them is a lot in a small town to me. And it's great that those guys have all probably played together when they were little. And here they are, just, you know, hung together all these years. And those are the great memories you have when you play high school, public high school football, when you play with guys you've been with your whole life and everything. It's pretty cool.
Ensuing kickoff coming up here for the Red Devils, up 14-0 here in the first quarter on the final night for both teams in the regular season, with both of them looking ahead to the playoffs next week. Cork's kickoff sails inside the 5-yard line, and it's Headington on the return. Correction, that is not Headington, that is Eddie Farku on the return across the 30-yard line up near the 35. We'll see where they spot it down. Looks like the 32 is going to be where Manhasset puts the ball into play on the return for Eddie Farku.
Great kickoff. He just got a little momentum, found a little crack there, and good starting field position. It's kind of what Manhasset needed right now. Down 2 scores right away. Kind of got, figuratively speaking, punched in the face a little bit right here by Plainedge, right? By the energy, home game, the excitement of the Plainedge guys, execution, excellent execution, and see if Manhasset could find an answer out here.
For a moment, they had too many men on the field. Farku ran off, so now 1st and 10 for Manhasset from their own 32-yard line. Gargiulo still at quarterback, and the give around the left side, bottled up quickly there. And a gain of a couple of yards. That was a run of a couple of yards there for Manhasset, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
In that wing formation, kind of giving that ball to the fullback end there off the option. And, it's a very difficult situation here, Peter. You want to try to drive and score, right? But the more you throw the football right now, and if you throw in completions, the clock stops. It makes the game a little bit longer. So, tough situation for Manhasset. I think you have to try to run the ball a little bit here and work the clock a little bit.
And here's a pitch to the near side. That is Farku. Gets out across the 35-yard line, and not much more than that. Cavalier on the stop, and it'll bring up third down.
Little counter option action there out of the wing formation, and a double wing formation, double slot formation, excuse me. And you see the speed of Plainedge running to the football. They have really fast guys. They're back seven. None of them are huge, enormous guys. There's some tall guys in the secondary, cover a lot of ground. But the last few years, they've been excellent on defense in terms of alignment and knowing their keys and running to the football and making really sound tackles.
So now a 3rd down and 6 for the Indians from the 37-yard line. Gargiulo pitches it to the far side. That is Lapina. Tries to get some room around the left side, but knocked out of bounds there. Nice tackle. Knocked out of bounds there on the far side of the field, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think it was Murray there, Jack Murray for Plainedge, who really came upfield hard and kind of made the running back bend it around him right there and really allowed the pursuit east and west from Plainedge to really make a nice stop there.
So another punting situation here for Manhasset. Again, it's Gargiulo on the punt. And here's Cavalier. Deep there for Plainedge. Let the ball bounce, and it is going to be a return, but not much room to move there, as Anthony Gentile on the return had really nowhere to go and brought down at the 21-yard line, and that is where Plainedge is going to put the ball on the play, 1st and 10.
I think it was a really good decision by Gentile to handle it. He just didn't get it clean, right, that bouncing ball a little bit. And these are the kind of nights, Peter, towards the end of the season where it's cool out, right? It gets a little damp at night. Maybe everything gets a little slick. And ball security is going to become, pretty important as it gets a little more into the night here. It's a little cool. The season's been played under very nice conditions. It's been very warm.
Can't complain about the weather at all.
God, no, it's been
across Long Island.
Unbelievable fall. And but this is one of those first cool nights where, some of the ball handling, the ball can get a little slick sometimes.
Caden Mora back out there for Plainedge, and right after this play we'll say a little something about Mora and what he's gone through in the last year. As he calls out the signals on 1st and 10 from the 22. Throws to the far side. Pass is complete down the far side. And that is Cavalier is going to take it the distance inside the 20 to the 5. Touchdown. Touchdown, Red Devils. Mora to Vincent Cavalier again. And it's 20-0, Red Devils.
Mora's going to get the touchdown pass in the yardage, but Cavalier does the work off just running a hitch. Sits it down. Tackle was missed there. He gets out of a tackle and just runs away from the Manhasset defense, and down the sideline. And they were in a 4-by-1 formation there, so it's empty backfield. I think he looked at the sideline, and they were just going to tell him where to throw, what the best matchup was. And the single was one-on-one there, so take the best matchup.
Brian Fleck, the safety for Manhasset, was that last guy who had a chance. The extra point is good. Fleck had that last chance to get him along the sidelines, did not work out. So 4:53 now to go in the first quarter. Plainedge 21, Manhasset nothing on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Peter Schwartz, Mike Hungerford back at Plainedge High School. And the score, 21-0 Plainedge over Manhasset. Couple of touchdown passes for Caden Mara. We'll get the kickoff here coming up for Plainedge as Cork is set to put his right foot into it. And there's the squib kick again. The up man brings it down at the 34-yard line. But back to Plainedge quarterback Caden Mara. There he is, number 7. And we talked a little bit at the top about the fact that he's missed a year, missed all of last year, came back this year as a senior. His mother recently passed away after a bout with cancer, and you look at his numbers there, but he was on the front page of Newsday this past Sunday after his performance against Wantagh. And obviously you skipped the year last year to deal with the family issues at home, and just really a tribute to him with what he's been able to do this year in dealing with the adversity of losing his mother.
Sure, it's awesome that he was willing to come back and play. Very good lacrosse player. I think he's going to play at Cortland next year, right? And a good player. And, just he's one of those guys who, just think if he hadn't have played, what he would have missed being with his guys, right? And so great he was able to come back and get it all figured out and play.
Here's a pitch and a fumble. It's going to be another touchdown for Plainedge. Shane Moja on the fumble recovery, and he takes it to the house for a touchdown. And it's piling up now, 27-0 in favor of Plainedge.
Just off the option play there, on the counter option, they're going to pitch it. And that there was a little upfield, the Plainedge guys got upfield on it a little bit, and the back, I think, Tolman took his eye off the ball and tried to see maybe the collision coming. And there he is, Johnny on the spot, Moja with the pickup, and just seems like the best players are always around the ball, right? It's why they're the best players, especially on defense. And Moja right there with the scoop and score.
And here's Cork for the extra point. And it's up, and it is good. And also, Mike, on that return, Moja a couple of times almost went down. He had to really, really do his best to stay on his feet, and he was able to take it to the house for the touchdown. We'll look at it again, and you see a couple of times where he's pretty close to being down. There's the ball coming loose.
Well, I think there's a couple versions when
right there, see?
Yep. When a fumbles, when people are coaching fumble recoveries, there's two ways to look at it, right? When there's a lot of people around the ball, Peter, and just fall on top of it, and get on top of it. Don't get on your back, get on your side, get on your stomach, and recover the ball. And then there's the chance you have when there aren't that many guys around, right? Where you go for the scoop and score attempt, and I think he did that there. He just saw him in the back, and there wasn't a whole bunch of guys.
Yeah.
He went for the scoop and score, which is probably what the Plainedge guys coach. I know they do a great job coaching things, all the little details of the game. And there's, the idea of, crowded space, city ball, just get on top of it, and country ball, go for the scoop and score. And right there, he went for it.
Well, you think about it, you're a kid like Shane Moja. You grow up watching football as a kid. You're watching games on TV. You see the highlights. You see these guys pick up a loose ball, run it. You wonder if you'll ever have that moment in a game. So you can't, even if it might not be the right thing to do, you can't blame a kid for trying to do that. And there it is. It paid off for him there.
Definitely not. It happened to jump into the hands of a pretty good skill guy, too, on top of it. So
absolutely.
He's running around with it,
Here's another line drive kick. And Farku will take it up the middle. Gets it up across the 25-yard line to the 27-yard line, and that's where Manhasset will put it back into play. And if you're the Indians right now, this is not anywhere near the start you were hoping for. It's 28-0. What does J.I. Aquinta tell his team here as they try to get regroup and at least get something going?
Well, if he wasn't, Chad Quinta as a veteran, he's done this for a very long time, very successful coach. He'd been in this spot probably before at such points in his career. Now maybe the Manhasset players haven't, so he'll lean on his own experience and say, listen, we're just going to keep playing, right? You can't get on the bus now. There's no going home. Put your mouthpiece in, go out there and execute what you practiced and see if we can improve from where we are right now. And if you don't try to make it better, it's going to get worse. So you got to try just to execute right now your base plays that you've worked on and stay basic.
So 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. And Gargiulo back to pass, throws, tipped up in the air, and almost intercepted, falls incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down. The ball was tipped there by Jack Cavalier. And it falls incomplete, bring up 2nd down.
Trying to throw a slant right there, the quick slant, and get him freed up, but good coverage there by Plainedge. The back secondary guys, the back four and the linebacks of Plainedge, I said earlier in the broadcast, are very athletic and they're very, very fast. And none of them are massive people, but they run to the football boy, and they come with bad intention when they get there. And those are all good traits of good defense in high school. And it's you better be precise with your passes, and you better handle the ball well, otherwise it could be a pick.
Gargiulo barking out the signals on 2nd and 10 from the 27. He flips it to Heathington on the far side, and he is brought down in the backfield. Shane Moja was in the area there. Also, Jake Englum was in the neighborhood, so a big loss there for Manhasset, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Let's see what goes wrong here.
Working the option again, pitching it out.
It was Moja. It was all Moja on the tackle.
And Mosier's just playing downhill from that inside linebacker spot, right? He's just playing from the quarterback to the fullback, from fullback to pitch, the quarterback to pitch. He's just playing downhill and getting to the football. And if he's not going to be blocked, you're going to have trouble running the ball with saying Mosier unblocked.
And not only is Moja a good football player, but he's smart as well. We'll talk about that as we go along. Here's the pass across the middle, and it's complete. Close to a 1st down. I think he's got the 1st down. The pass was complete. And that was a pass that was complete to Aiden Hannison for a 1st down.
Good looking ball right there. We talked about putting the ball on target. Ball was on target, great catch, and the coverage was right there. You saw Denellen is right in his hip pocket. And that's a good looking play. That's just what Manhasset needed. You didn't need to punt the ball again. You needed to keep the ball a little bit longer and maybe try to get through this quarter right here. If you've been blitzed a little bit by the Plainedge guys, and the last thing you need is give the ball back to him.
Aiden Hannison made that catch, a 6'1", 180-pound junior. Made a nice catch and was able to get the 1st down, and now a 1st and 10 for Manhasset from the 38. Hannison, bottom of your screen, flanked out to the right. And Gargiulo barking out the signals. Straight back to pass. Steps up, looking for some room, and he's brought down. Maybe a gain of a yard in on the tackle there. Chadwick making the stop.
Good decision by Gargiulo. There was nobody open right off the bat. He decided to run. I think if he watches the film later on, he'll bounce. If he could bounce to the outside to his left, there might be a lot of open grass, but he went up on the inside and got a little bit of yard, which is good. Better get gain than a sack, right, and a loss. But if he would have hung in there a little bit longer, I don't think anyone was coming open. So good decision right there to take whatever he could get.
He got 2, 2nd and 8 from the 40. Again, Hannison, bottom of your screen. And Lapina, top of your screen. Here's the pitch to Hannison around the left side. That's Lapina took the ball around the left side, and he gets another 1st down or close to it. Let's see where they spot it. They're actually going to spot it about a yard shy of the 1st down, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
That was the first time, Peter, tonight that the Manhasset players were able to get the edge blocked and have the advantage on the edge. Usually on the edge, the Plainedge guys have really been, beating them up a little bit on the edge. They had it blocked up right there, and you can see the result of the pitch. It's about a 7.5-yard gain.
Lapina, a player that does a little bit of everything for this Manhasset team, averages 15 yards a touch, and there's a 1st down carry for Gargiulo on the keeper to move the sticks once again. So a good drive here so far for Manhasset as they try to get some momentum going here, down 28-0.
Good quarterback sneak right there. He just snapped the ball and took the open window that he saw, but giving your quarterback a little bit of contact there, Mosier, the boys cleaning up a little bit. And I don't know if you want Gargiulo getting that contact all that often if you can help it.
Ball touching the midfield stripe, 1st and 10 for Manhasset, going left to right. Here's Gargiulo on the keeper again. This time he may have lost a little bit. Let's see. They think they're going to spot him right down for a no gain. That play was snuffed out really well by Plainedge. It was TJ Chadwick, I believe, on the tackle.
Yeah, the option look that they have in this double slot offense here, that Coach Iaquinta has run. We coached at Hewlett for many years, similar type offense there, and one of those things is you really have to coach it well, and they do a great job with the timing and the execution. And if you're playing it and you're playing defense against it, you better play assignment football. There'll be guys open down the field, off those pitches.
So they're going to let the clock run out here in the first quarter, and we've played the opening 12 minutes with the score, Plainedge 28, Manhasset nothing, here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out and to talk it. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Back at Plainedge High School, and yes, that is correct. Your eyes are not deceiving you. They have a Jumbotron here at Plainedge High School. Peter Schwartz, Mike Hungerford back with you. You see the Red Devils on top of the Indians 28-0, and they're honoring the seniors all night here at Plainedge High School. And Mike, I'm amazed. This is my first time here at Plainedge High School. They have a Jumbotron.
Very, very cool complex. I think we'll talk more about it as the game goes on, but it's a very, very, very awesome setting here at Plainedge High School.
So it is a 2nd and 10 for Manhasset from midfield, and now Gargiulo throws, and the pass is complete across the middle. James Lapina makes the reception. He's going to Boston University for lacrosse, and also an outstanding football player, as you just saw there.
Yeah, Lapina, you said he can do a little bit of everything for this team, right? He does the same thing in lacrosse. For the lacrosse team, he defensive mid-midi, plays the wing on the face-off, clears the ball, early offense, a skilled athlete. And that's a little bit off that run fake, right? They have that run look there in their play there, Peter. They have a little run look to it. And then the quarterback, they have a little motion. The note look like it's going to be that option look. And then they throws the ball to Lapina, who's kind of pretty open right there. So good-looking play from Manhasset.
And here is the give around the left side and brought down at the 35-yard line. And that is that's Jack Mulholland. And on the roster, he is listed on 55. There was some talk. I was talking to J.I. Aquinta during the week about, because he's been playing fullback, and they didn't know if they were going to change his number. Apparently, they decided to change his number from 55 to 20, so that number change did go through this week. So Mulholland is the ball carrier there, and he gets a first down, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 35.
Just a little inside give right there, and he kind of bounces it a little bit. They get a little bit of the edge there right there. So Manhasset with a really nice drive going, a little mix of run and pass. And the key to it, Peter, has been they've been getting some really good yardage on first down. I think only one of the first down plays was really a gain of nothing, gain of like 0, but for the most part, they've gotten anywhere from 2 to 5 yards on first down.
Here's Gargiulo with the handoff on the left side. Again, that's Mulholland. Down close to the 30-yard line, was brought down by Shane Moja. Talk about doing a little bit of everything. He's been doing a little bit of everything here tonight.
Moja, I think, is really one of the very best linebackers in Nassau County. One of the very best players, I do believe, in Nassau County, and should be involved in some discussion. Him and some of those end of the season awards type of a thing. He's going to have some great film, and he plays the game like it's meant to be played. That's for sure.
And he is a smart cookie, no question about it. More on that right after this play. 2nd and 6 from the 31. And here's Gargiulo on the keeper. They run that triple option, but he keeps it himself, and he's going to be close to a first down. I think he's got it down inside the 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like another Manhasset first down. Back to Moja as we look at the replay here, and let's see how this play develops as Gargiulo on the keeper wrapped up by Mosier momentarily and then goes down and gets the first down.
Marcelo Ocasio just missed it in the backfield, kind of, doesn't get him. Gargiulo kind of avoids him a little bit, bends around it, bends it back. And if you're going to run this double slot offense, kind of similar to what Navy and Army type of runs, Air Force, that type of an offense, the quarterback's got to be a good trigger man. He's got to be a great decision maker with his reads on the option plays, and he's got to be tough physically because you're going to get hit. You're going to carry the ball like a running back in the offense quite a bit.
Gargiulo back to pass, looking down the far side towards the corner of the end zone. And let's see, that caught, touchdown! What a catch by the pylon. That's James Lapina who hauls it in for the Manhasset touchdown.
So you see they're going to come around in motion, so they have the same action they have with the run play. A little fake toss a little bit. He just throws that fade down the sidelines. Really well executed. Great pitch and catch right there.
Lapina is able to beat Moja for that ball. A great throw by Gargiulo. Here is the extra point by Maskitty is good. And with 8:37 to go in this second quarter, it's 28-7. I want to finish up the thought on Shane Moja, the linebacker and running back for Plainedge. We talked about how good of a football player he is, but also how smart this kid is. He got a 1450, Mike, on the SAT. I don't want to tell anybody what I got on the SAT, but I can tell you it was not anywhere near 1450 back in the day, and he's carrying a 103 average in school. That's incredible.
Yeah, the idea of, the athletes or the football guys is kind of because there's a lot of collisions involved in the physical game. There are some good students playing football out there, and he's certainly one of them, and kind of gifted at pretty much everything he does, right? One of those guys who's very good at a bunch of different things. That's pretty cool, Renaissance type of a guy, right? Yeah. And I'll tell you, I would say that, I've seen a few of the linebackers in the county play. He's certainly in the conversation with the very best of them in the county, and we'll have some great film at the end of the year for some of those awards, and it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
He's an all-county lacrosse player, and how about this? All-state in music. You talk about a well-rounded young man.
Yeah, music people, they have everything like sports do. They have all-county, all-state and everything.
Yeah.
You're the best of the best.
He's like a combination of Curtis Martin and Billy Joel.
There you go.
That's a pretty good combination, right?
That's a really good combination.
Well, Manhasset certainly feels a little bit better about themselves after getting on the board with that touchdown, and here's the ensuing kickoff, and Manhasset's going to get the ball right back, and on the return here up near the 30-yard line to the 32-yard line.
I think you're going to get a block in the back here on the return, a hold or a block in the back. The white hat, Paul Farish, I believe, threw the flag there.
DiMatteo on the return, but it is going to get moved back.
Yep, that's going to be from the spot foul there from where he's standing on the 20-yard line, so they're moving back a little bit. On the special teams plays, when you have penalties on the returns, they're pretty damaging penalties. Usually they put you in really not so great field position, especially on the kickoff returns. You see it on all levels of football, college, NFL, in high school. You got to try to stay penalty free when you can, and it's difficult. Guys are running at full speed to try to get angles, and most guys aren't intending to do it, but it just kind of happens sometimes. Tough to stay penalty free.
It's 28-7 Plainedge, but a chance here for the Manhasset defense to try and make something happen here and get the ball back and give the offense a chance to cut into the lead a little bit more. There's Moja up the middle, close to a first down, probably a yard shy. Picks up 8 or 9 on the play. It'll bring up second down.
So you can see the multiplicity of the Plainedge offense, right? So they came out in the first couple series, and they were in the power I. And they came out, and they all, besides the fumble return, they came out and threw one pass out of 4x1, out of a quads by one set, empty set. Now they're in a even set. They were in a 2x1 before, with two backs.
Moore out of the shotgun, throws it out into the flat on the near side. It's complete to Cavalier, and he is knocked out of bounds or tackled at around the 25-yard line.
Ran through a chance of a tackle right there. Looks like one of the Manhasset defenders had a great chance at him, and I think that might have been Lapina, just couldn't get him on the ground and kind of runs through it.
Jack Mulholland was in the area as well, and it's going to be a first down for Plainedge, and here's the give to Mosier. Mosier across the 30-yard line on the near side and brought down by Farku at the 30-yard line.
It's almost 6 yards there on first down. You know, when you're able to get almost 6 on first down, it gives you the offensive coordinator a lot to work with there. You know, a lot of plays, you have 2 downs to get 4 yards and a lot to work with, and your playbook is wide open right now. And then conversely, when Hassett's trying to defend that, do you play run, do you play pass? You can't really get a good handle on it.
On second down, here's a loose ball as Mosier couldn't hold on, got it back, and gets it up to the 35-yard line. Almost a disastrous play for Plainedge, but Mosier is able to recover. And it's going to be just, let's see where they mark this down, just a little bit shy of the first down, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, he's able to bounce it back up into his hands. But once again, we have that cool night, Peter, and most of these teams don't practice in these conditions, like at night when it's cool, and it's also maybe we're getting a little damp and temperature change, and certainly the ball slickness has been on the ground a couple times tonight.
And here is the give to Mosier. He's got the first down, far side, and plenty more than that. Gets across the 40-yard line to the 44. Again, Farku on the tackle, but it's a first down run for Mosier.
Yeah, it was a good run right there. I don't know if that was Mosier. That was.
Oh, no, that was not.
That could have been Anglem.
It was Anglem. My apologies. It was Anglem on the carry there, not Mosier. And now Anglem runs off.
I think, Peter, what you see in all the best teams in Nassau this year, and I've been lucky enough to see them all play, I would include Plainedge, Garden City, Farmingdale, in those teams right now in the public school rankings. They're all very, very good at the skill positions. North Shore also very, very good at the skill positions. And they have a lot of depth of players there. And you can see Plainedge now is demonstrating they have like 3 backs. You're getting them confused a little bit, right? Because they all kind of look alike. And all these teams that are undefeated at this point seem to have real good depth at the running back, receiver position, and a very good trigger man, a quarterback that can get the ball moving. And they're all very good offensively. Plainedge right there with them.
That last carry was Mosier for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. And we've got a whistle and a flag down on the field before the snap.
Somebody moved early, but I think the Plainedge guys might not have had the right number of people on the line of scrimmage. One of the linemen might have been early offsides against Manhasset.
Yeah.
I thought one of the Plainedge linemen was a little bit far off the line of scrimmage, but that gets called so very rarely. I didn't think that was going to get called, but it does not help in Manhasset that they're offsides, and now it's 2nd and 1 here.
Yeah, it's 2nd and a long 1 for the Red Devils inside Manhasset territory. And here is Mora on the keeper, and he's got plenty of room down the left side, knocked out of bounds inside the 35, and a first down run for Mora.
Good looking play right there. Bring that backside tackle around. You see they bring 2 people around the corner. They bring the backside tackle and that Y off that sniffer, and they keep the ball to the quarterback. And that's the new thing in this. That's a part of a spread that's difficult to defend, Peter, is when the quarterback is a runner. Is that now you have to account for all 11 players in the scheme. He's not handing the ball off and just standing there. So you're playing against 10. You're playing against all 11 right there. So it makes it very complicated defensively.
This time, Gargiulo hands the ball off down inside the 30. It's Mosier down close to the 25-yard line. Going back to that last play by Mora, as you were describing it, just his vision on that run and finding the holes, because there was not a whole lot of room for him to get through there a couple of times. His vision was outstanding.
I think you need patience there too, vision and patience, because the lineman and the Y off the sniffer are going to come around. They're going to get their blocks. Just here he is again. Just got to give it a little bit of time.
Here's Mosier, gets a block down inside the 20-yard line, wrapped up at around the 18-yard line. Cole Purcell is in there. Also, James Brady in there on the tackle for Manhasset.
What I like about this drive here is, Peter, it's 28-0, and you've really played really well and gotten points in all the variety of ways if you're Plainedge. And then Manhasset comes, get it just a drive and scores, and you get the ball back, and you just methodically go down the field, probably with a lot of your bread and butter plays ready, your base running plays right now, and just telling the Manhasset guys that we're in charge here. We're going to drive it, and Manhasset's really trying to get a stop, but it's not easy.
This is a drive that started at their own 10-yard line. Now Moja up inside the 15-yard line to about the 13-yard line before he's brought down. A methodical drive here by Plainedge after they started at their own 10.
Yeah, I like them. I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. I like, Plainedge with a variety of formations, changing the formations up. Now looks like they're in a two tight end set here.
And they're going to run this out of the eye. Anglem is the up back. Moja gets the ball, tries the left side now towards the middle, down towards the 5. And he's brought down. And that's going to be another first down for Plainedge at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could probably stand back there and throw it around with Caden Moore and stuff like they did earlier, but on that one touchdown. But you're in week 8 and you're undefeated, and you want to stay undefeated. You want to keep getting better. And right now you're running, you're changing formations up, and you're running your base running plays, and just like you're not really big enough to stop us, and we're a little bit more athletic maybe, and we're just going to come at you.
Now here is the give up the middle, and that was Murray on the carry.
Not a bad stop right there, but I'm Manhasset defense. They went, ISO right there, and just kind of like a choice ISO kind of a play, insert ISO, and the Manhasset guys were able to get a little bit of a good stop there. Well, we gave about a yard or two.
So now 3 running backs, Murray being the third. He's the deepest one here on second down and goal from the 1. And the give is to Moja over the top, touchdown. Touchdown Plainedge as Moja went flying into the red end zone for another Red Devils touchdown.
You see it again here. He just dives over the top.
Airborne.
You have Anglem just kind of finishing off on the edge. He'll kind of zone it down and step down and wedge it up in there, and he goes over the top. And no disrespect to Jack Murray, but he was standing back there as a tailback. I was going to bet that he wasn't getting the ball there, probably with those 2 guys in front of him and the quarterback.
The hold is dropped by Cavalieri. He's going to run to the left. He's going to throw it into the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Murray. I'll have to take a look and see if it was the snap or just a drop there by Cavalier.
One of those kind of like I said before, maybe a damp kind of a little slick kind of a ball kind of situation.
Yeah, he just slipped out of his hands.
They're pretty good pass, good coverage over Manhasset. Good job right there. Everybody works on those either those fake extra points or those type of plays, and everybody works offensively on the whole fire situation when you drop the ball and good looking pass and good coverage by Manhasset.
So 2 minutes to go here in the first half, 34-7. I want to tell you about the Varsity Media Pass. Go to varsitymediapass.com, and a lot that is offered there on the Varsity Media Pass. Top 10 plays, highlights, podcasts, interviews, season preview show, and more. You can get it on iOS and Android, so check out the Varsity Media Pass.
You see right there, you had Plainedge right there on the highlight on the Varsity Media Pass. Winning the last year the Long Island Championship game against East Islip right there, right? You can see him.
Mm-hmm. Have you caught any of my stories on the Varsity Media Pass?
You've done some pretty good work on it. The Varsity Media Pass is very cool. If you hadn't gotten it, it's a few bucks a month. It's a one really good Starbucks coffee a month, and right? I think that's about the cost, and really a lot of great coverage on that.
I want to ask you about one of the topics as the ball goes into the end zone. One of the ones that I was really happy with that I was able to do, and got a lot of cooperation on it from some of the coaches around Nassau County, is this idea of creating a super conference in Nassau County, taking the best teams from all 4 conferences. And it was amazing. I spoke to a lot of people about it, and the feeling on it is so mixed. I mean, there's some people that would love to see dream matchups, whether it's Garden City against Plainedge or North Shore, against, pick a school, pick any of the top schools in Nassau County. People would love to see these dream matchups between the conference, but there are issues that would prevent that from happening.
I'm going to lay it right out there for you, Peter. I am not a fan, especially in football, of all the sports. Yeah. But everywhere, pretty much everywhere in America, football is played on an enrollment basis. In most places in the country for a reason, because generally speaking, with a couple of exceptions here and there, the bigger schools are going to have more kids who could play, a better chance to have bigger players, because there's just more players to pick from, more potential kids to pick from. And on the other hand, if you're on a team and you're one of 35 players on a high school team, or 40 players on a team, and you're in a league where every week is so competitive, when do some of the other players get to play? Like, right. Plainedge has been so successful, they've probably gotten a lot of their players into games. The games Manhasset is able to win. They've got some of their other secondary players in games. Pretty hard to do that when you're in that type of a league, and I think that the people that want to see that, it could be really cool, but there are definitely, if you're coaching it, there's definitely some big issues involved with making it work.
Fark, who had the first carry of the drive, and now here's the second carry, and that is Mulholland on the carry. Not much there. It is an intriguing topic of conversation because you talk to a lot of people around high school football on the island as we're under a minute to go in the first half, and you wonder, what would happen if you had, Plainedge and Garden City? What would happen if Massapequa took on North Shore? It's a very intriguing subject.
Well, I think in the pandemic year, what you had was, as looks like Manhasset's, on third down, if they can get a first down, I don't think they're in any major rush here.
Inside of 30 seconds to go on a 3rd down and 3. And there's a first down run up the middle to the 40-yard line. Let's see, Manhasset will call a timeout. It is Gargiulo on the keeper all the way up to the 40-yard line. So we've seen Matt Gargiulo in this game maybe longer than some people might have thought. But Gargiulo did a nice job escaping the traffic there, getting the first down to the 40. Now 13 seconds, Mike. What do you do?
Well, that's quarterback foul right there. And they didn't use a timeout. I think the clock is running.
No, I thought they had called a timeout, but the clock stopped on the movement of the chains, and now the clock hits 0, and that's going to be it. So I'm a little surprised there. Manhasset didn't at least take a shot down the field from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think down 34-7, maybe they just want to get to halftime and kind of regroup a little bit, and I do think they're getting the ball right. So to start the second half, and our Peter, our discussion of this power weekend, we're going to come back to it because there's a lot of angles to it. It's pretty interesting, and there's a lot of passionate people about it. So next half we'll come back and talk more about it.
We'll talk more about it for sure. We've reached halftime here at Plainedge High School, and the score: Plainedge 34 and Manhasset 7. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
Top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete, first down and more, touchdown Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403 2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out and to talk it. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCASTs.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Peter Schwartz, Mike Hungerford back at Plainedge High School as we get ready for the start of the second half. Plainedge on top of Manhasset 34-7. Plainedge jumping out to that 28-0 lead before Manhasset got on the board. Then another Plainedge touchdown, and that's where we are right now, 34-7. Final week of the regular season, and as we head towards the playoffs, we'll look at how we got to this point. Manhasset coming in with a record of 5-2. You look at their road here, they've won 3 in a row coming into this game, and they are pretty much locked into a first-round match with Cary next week.
Should be a rematch of week 1, right? Their game that was won by Cary the first week of the year, and now they'll be back at it again next weekend.
I guess the only question would be, coming out of this game, who will be home team? It looks like it'll be Cary. Manhasset will be going to Cary next week. And you look at Plainedge, and they come into this game 7-0, just tuning up for what lies ahead next week. And we believe it'll be Lynbrook. They're the 8th seed right now, but they have stormed through their first 7 games and now through halftime of this 8th game.
Sure, I mean, they're going to have some matchups for this. Certainly, a much superior team. But then you look at like the Wanto game last week, where Wanto's pretty good program and pretty good team, and they really had a good showing there, and they've clearly put themselves as the favorite to win the conference championship again.
I was talking to Rob Shaver, the head coach of Plainedge, during the week, asking him about what he was looking for here tonight, getting ready for the playoffs. He said something that was pretty interesting. I'm sure he's not the only coach that feels this way, but he said here at Plainedge High School, we really don't emphasize the regular season too much. Well, when you're winning your first 7 games by those scores, that's not a surprise. But it's all about starting next week and building towards that Nassau County Conference 3 championship and then into the Long Island championship. But it was just interesting to hear a coach admit that they don't put much stock into the regular season.
Yeah, I hear him, but you want to keep winning. I think and I think you don't put. I think what he means is that the result, you want to keep getting better as it goes along, right? Mm-hmm. And the results are important, but the results that happen next week are the ones you remember forever, right? Those are the games that kind of go into your memory bank, and you want to win those, and if so I think he's saying if you lose one along the way because you're trying to get better and work at things, and the world maybe not going to come to an end, but that hasn't happened to them very much. The Plainedge guys, they've been very successful.
And they are on their way here tonight to an 8-0 regular season, but still 24 minutes of football left to go. And here's the opening second half kickoff. And on the return is Lapina, and he gets out across the 15-yard line to around the 17-yard line. And the temperature starts to drop a little bit. You've talked about the conditions. Maybe the ball's a little slick. The field gets a little slick. It was a cool day, and now it looks like people are getting a little bundled up out there in the bleachers, and we'll have to check and see how this evolves here in the second half.
Sure, definitely one of those situations. We'll see how that handling the ball is on the first really cool night of the season. And great kickoff coverage right there by Plainedge. They kind of directionaled it. Ball bounced around a little bit, and they're using that great team speed they have. Manhasset is deep starting field position on the 16-yard line.
So it's still Gargiulo at quarterback, so he's starting the second half, and he fires one to the far side, and the pass is complete to Aiden Hennison. So Gargiulo started this game. J.I. Aquinta wanted him to get the rust off a little bit. He's not playing on defense, so he's into the second half there, and he's so far so good as far as shaking the rust off.
Yeah, he's got takes a couple of pretty big hits, and I'm not sure what the undisclosed injury was, but he seems kind of fine handling it, and I think, it's 34-7, but they've had a couple pretty good series here and there along the way, and he wants to see what he can build on something for next week before maybe taking him out of the game.
2nd down and 2, and the give is to Mulholland up across the 25-yard line. He is pushed back, and he's close. There is a flag down on the field at the 32-yard line. We'll have to check the flag. It looks like from the spot he's got the first down. Let's see what the flag is.
I think he might have the first down. Peter, you're right. I think there was something going on between Denellen and one of the receivers from Manhasset.
Penalty on Plainedge.
And a white hat right there is just, has decided that it's against Plainedge. I'm not sure if there was a little back and forth and they just caught the retaliation, or it was just one way, but definitely, it was pretty wide open, and the back judge was able to really see it.
See the weather, 50 degrees. Might be a little cooler now since the kickoff, but it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Plainedge from the 40. Here's a pitch around the right side, and that is going to be Farku, and nothing really there. Up to make the tackle was Chara.
Good scraping to the football there by the front from Plainedge. The linebackers there on the counter option, just getting downhill and getting off the blocks and driving the blocker into the backfield and really cutting the pitchman off and not letting him continue, on his path. And I think once the Plainedge guys get that running back to put his brakes on and stop going the direction that he wants, the pursuit's going to get there really fast.
It was Sito on the tackle on the last play, a loss of 2. Back to the 38. Here's Gargiulo throwing the ball over the middle. It's dropped at the 50-yard line. Threw it into traffic. Trying to make the play there was Hannison. Went up for it. Couldn't come down with it. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
Unfortunately, they couldn't come down with it. Pretty good ball right there. A little bit of traffic around him. A pretty good ball.
He throws a really good ball. He is one of the top quarterbacks in Nassau County, and obviously they have any inkling of making any kind of noise in the playoffs. They're going to need him to be healthy and effective next week against Cary. Here's Gargiulo going to the far sideline, and the pass is going to be intercepted. Shane Moja picks it off around midfield on the far side. So Shane Moja comes up with the interception, and he has done everything here tonight. Running touchdowns, playing defense, getting the pick. He had a fumble return for a touchdown earlier in the game. Let's see what he does here, Mike.
Sure, he's got back out. He's got that slot out. He's just playing underneath it. I don't think Gargiulo really saw him that far underneath it. The ball is a little underthrown. So he just knows his assignment, gets a good alignment, gets a good runoff, and is underneath it and makes a nice play. And, of course, you have one of your most skilled offensive guys catching the ball. So easy interception there for Moja. Great play.
And the Plainedge offense back out on the field already with a 34-7 lead. Caden Morris still at quarterback for the Red Devils. Out of the shotgun. And the give is to Moja up the middle. Inside to Manhasset territory. Down to about the 48-yard line.
Good gain on 1st down right there of almost 5.
You're more on Moja, talking to Rob Shaver, the head coach of Plainedge this week, when he was talking about how smart he is with the SAT score and the grades in school. You think, and someone who's into music also, talked about how, some people who are that smart might be a little socially awkward, and it was kind of interesting that he brought up the fact, he does all these things, he's so smart playing football, and there's a pass on the far side to Cavalier, who's still going down inside the 30-yard line, cuts back far side, lost it momentarily, got it back, and is down at the 27-yard line. But he made the point to say that for all that he does in his life, between the music and being smart in school, he's not socially awkward. He made the point to say he's really a good person and a very outgoing person.
Sure, I think he's, the alpha male in the room and everything he does, right? That's pretty cool. And great run here. You can see it here. And just, the ball was out for a quick second and got it back. And, if you're J.I. Quinty, you're probably not real thrilled with that. You had him for a tackle. They had kind of a max protection there, just throwing a quick hitch. All right, he catches the ball and gets a few yards. Get him on the ground, tackle him, and he gained about an extra 17, 18 yards after that catch, and that's a little bit too much.
There's a double reverse, goes to the far side. Dinellen down towards the 10-yard line. And a trickery there by Plainedge to get what looks to be another 1st down, and it is. No flags on the play, and trickery there as Plainedge has the ball 1st and goal.
Really good looking play right there. And that's one of those, sometimes people run those, what you want to call trick plays, or trickeration plays, or trick plays, and they look so like contrived and not well thought out or well practiced, and that's not the case right there. That looks like they work on that all the time. That was very smooth and had a little bit of more out in front with a little bit of a block and get a first down. And not all those type of plays need to get you touchdowns. They just need to throw the defense off, right, and keep the guys leaning one way, going the other, and then now you get back to your bread and butter again. Now you have the defense all confused, and behind on what they want, how they want to defend you.
3 running backs behind Mora under center. And here's the pitch to Murray. Around the left side, gets towards the 10, shakes off a tackle, inside the 5, fighting to the goal line, and he's going to be just shy, down to the 1. A lot going on there, but Murray was able to get down to the 1, shaking off several tackles.
Well, they proved me wrong right there, because early in the first half down by the goal line, they said, we're not going to give the ball to Murray with those guys in front of him, and they tossed it to him right there, and he does a great job. You can see another running back, right? They have another guy that can carry the ball. You have Cassis, you have Denellen receiving it. Now you have Murray, you have Moja, you have Anglem, so many guys.
It's like they have a whole bunch of minions there as their running backs. And here's Murray for the touchdown.
Great.
There's a flag down.
Great push up front.
There might have been some after the play activity with that flag coming in. Let's see if that was after the touchdown or is it before. Let's take a look. If it stands, it's a Jack Murray touchdown. The officials talking it over there at the goal line.
There's a bunch of things here now. Was touchdown scored? Is it on the kickoff? Is it on touchdown? Is good. Probably a personal foul and decision on whether you want to put it on the extra point or do you want to put it on the kickoff. If you're Manhasset.
Let's take a look. Here comes the official. It's a dead ball personal foul, and it's on the Red Devils. It's on the kickoff. You can read the lips of the officials that they're going to put the penalty on the kickoff. So here's a look at it again. Murray with all kinds of room, though untouched into the end zone for the touchdown.
Great block by Petzold, the center. Just really taking the D lineman there way deep into the end zone. You can see him driving the bus right there and getting him real deep in the end zone.
Cork for the extra point, and it's good. And that brings us to 7:14 to go in the third quarter. The score, Plainedge 41, Manhasset 7. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Peter Schwartz, Mike Hungerford back at Plainedge High School. 7:14 left in the third quarter. It's 41-7 in favor of Plainedge, and it's getting a little cooler. We heard an announcement during the first half, Mike, that the snack bar had chicken fingers, and they said to get them while they're hot. And it's getting a little cool here. I think people should take them up on that opportunity and go get some of those hot chicken fingers.
Sure, right now it's definitely one of the cooler. It's fall has really set in here, and shorter kickoff that time and a little bit better field position now for Manhasset.
And by the way, to that point, if there's anybody in the stands that's listening to us while they're here watching the game, and they just heard me mention that, if you feel obliged to, you can go to the snack bar, bring Mike and I and Chris and the staff some of those chicken fingers. It would be nice.
There you go. Always takes a little impromptu food review from the
Well, I don't know how good.
Plainedge.
I don't know how good they are. I'm just saying it's like,
Plainedge, from the Plainedge, snack bar. It's awesome.
I mean, how do you mess up chicken fingers?
I don't know.
Chris, they're
I'm
good?
not sure.
Chris Sweeney is telling us they're good. He knows from experience. So it's 1st and 10 for Manhasset from their own 37. And it is still Gargiulo at the helm. Throwing down the middle of the field, complete to Farku. A big gainer down inside the 35-yard line. Finally brought down on the play by Cavalier. It's a big gainer from Manhasset, and the Indians on the move again, trying to get on the board for the second time in this contest.
It's an interesting part of the game. Great looking play right there. Just on the 4 verticals, and finding him there to get him, find a good pass, get him open up the field. And interesting time of the game right now. I think you're starting to see maybe Plainedge had subbed a couple guys here and there maybe. And interesting start in the game between, Plainedge being really far ahead and Manhasset being kind of behind, and who's playing and who's going to sub first and things like that coming up in the game.
Gargiulo looking to pitch it, lost the ball. It's recovered by Plainedge. Ball recovered by Vincent Cito, as Gargiulo might have been trying to pitch it to Farku, but lost the ball, and Cito picks it up.
You can see her off the option play. As the snap comes, he rides the fullback, and he wants to go pitch it, and there was some really good penetration right there by number 58, Mercado. He was there before Mercado on one of the nice really runs that Gargiulo had. He really had penetration and couldn't make the play. But right there he does make the play, forces the – we're going to give him a forced fumble on that for sure,
yep.
Even though Gargiulo, I think, was trying to pitch it out right to have it probably over again and not pitch it. But Plainedge ball right here.
Marcello Licata, a senior, 5'10", 190 on the forced fumble. And it was Cito, another senior, 5'10", 202 on the fumble recovery. And there is a play up the middle for Murray. And he is almost to the first down, gets down to the 35-yard line, close. It's going to be just shy of the first down. Oh, my apologies. I was looking the wrong way. They're going left to right.
I was going to say, Peter.
I was thinking of those chicken fingers.
Plainedge offense has you mesmerized right now.
I was also thinking of the chicken fingers too.
Yeah.
So no gain at the 35-yard line. And here is Mora up across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
You see off that jet sweep action right there. They fake the jet sweep. The quarterback keeps it. These are the kind of plays you might see the Baltimore Ravens running with Lamar Jackson. Now, last night, Lamar Jackson didn't run it too much. I think he might have been a little bit banged up. But you see off the jet sweep action there, they pull the tackle. That's quarterback wrap type play right there.
So 3rd and 3 for Plainedge from the 42. And here is Anglem. He's got the first down across the 45-yard line to about the 47 or 48.
What I like about Anglem right there is, he saw some contact coming. He knew what he had to get for the first down. He just lowered his shoulder and he just got the first down. It looks like he's on the ground.
I think he's shaken up, and it was Mulholland, I believe, that came up to make the stop for Manhasset. But now Anglem laying on his back on the ground, and they're going to go out and take a look here. Here's Rob Shaver, the head coach of Plainedge, going out to take a look at his running back.
Maybe he's cramping. That's got the cramp look about it. It's the time of the year, Peter. Kids, kids are kids, right? And I say that lightheartedly, but your coaches are always telling kids, as it gets cooler, guys, you still have to hydrate because you're still going to sweat. and you're still going to warm up the same. And it might not be 90 degrees like it is the beginning of the year, but you're still going to, expend fluids. And the kids say, I got you, coach. But coach, it's 60 degrees, 55 degrees. What do you mean I got to hydrate more? And then you can still cramp. And you have guys, not like tonight, the warm-up before was probably in the low 60s when they started warming up. Now it's, in the high mid-50s. It's a little cooler, but you're sweating and you're expending energy and you can still cramp. So as much as the kids, you tell the kids all the time and do some of them, and some of it's just bad luck. It just happens sometimes, But you got to hydrate even in these conditions because you will have a good chance to have it happen.
Yeah, he didn't appear to be in a whole lot of pain, and there you see him walking off. As you said, likely the cramps because he wasn't like banging his hand on the field or anything like that, like he was in serious pain.
Well, they were working the bottom of those feet and bending those feet up, and that's the whole cramp look, So hopefully he'll be okay.
Well, he got the first down, so it's 1st and 10 for the Red Devils from the 47-yard line. Here's a throw to the near side. Gentile makes the catch, and he's immediately tackled on the play by Heathington, who was right there to smother him for little or no gain. I think they're going to call this no gain right at the line of scrimmage.
That's a really good play by Heathington there right there, getting that tackle because that's one of those quick throw it out there now screens, just trying to get it to him and see if he can make a man miss. And he's pretty good at that, they're pretty good at that, Gentile and Denellen, and it's a really good, really good tackle.
Headington, an interesting story for this Manhasset team as there's another carry here for Plainedge, and that's DiMatteo with the run up the middle.
There's an RPO look again, Peter. We have the run-pass option, the two receivers, and the quarterback can pull it, run down the line of scrimmage, and look to throw it to one of them, or he can easily just give it. You see it here. He gives it, but the two receivers at the top of the screen are just kind of waiting to see if he's going to pull it. And all the linemen know is they're blocking a run play, right? And the quarterback's making a decision.
DiMatteo comes off. 3rd and 5 for Plainedge, just inside Manhasset territory. And keeping it himself is Mora. Down inside the 45, close to the first down marker, was brought down maybe just a little bit shy of it.
I like that formation right there. They went heavy right with a tight end and a sniffer and a Y off, or a tight receiver, and you would think they're going to run to that, and they went the other way on an option kind of a look away from it, trying to see where the defense gave them better numbers, And so much of the game today, Peter, is just a count system, right? Where is the defense? Where are the better numbers, and where can we attack?
Cole Purcell made the tackle, first down for Plainedge, and the ball now down inside the 40-yard line. Moja on the carry for a couple of yards, 3 yards maybe.
Fast-moving quarter here, a lot of running, a lot of ball on the ground. I don't think Plainedge is looking to really throw the ball deep down the field right now. They're just trying to keep the clock moving. And
they're getting a lot of people in the game here.
Sure, they've been through a bunch of different skill guys so far. They have, now you see DiMatteo in the game and a few other receivers in the game. And trying to work through that roster of the skill guys a little bit.
Moscato is in there as well. But it's still Caden Moore at quarterback. Throws over the middle, complete DiMatteo. Down inside the 30-yard line to the 20, to the 10, and he's in for the touchdown.
Great looking screenplay there, DiMatteo right there. Really well executed, really good scheme.
Michael DiMatteo, a senior, 5'7", 140, and he takes this pass from Mora and takes it to the house.
1,000 go. Get up inside of it. Make a few guys miss. Stay on some blocks. And DiMatteo to the house.
Now for the extra point, it's Cork. And the kick is good. And inside of 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 48-7. Plainedge on top here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back at Plainedge High School, Peter Schwartz, Mike Hungerford, as we wind down the third quarter, 48-7, Plainedge on top. Moments ago, another touchdown for the Red Devils. This time it was Michael DiMatteo on that nice run. And the extra point makes it 48-7. Plainedge heading towards a perfect regular season and a likely first-round matchup with Lynbrook and Mike Manhasset, looking ahead to a potential 4-5 game with Cary. And at some point, you would think that they're going to try to get some other guys some playing time here in the fourth quarter and get some of those regular players a little rest before a playoff game next week.
Sure, I think it's, I see Manhasset on the return here.
Up down the middle of the field, and it is Lapina on the return.
Got a couple flags down, though. But, Peter, this is the time of the year where, so now if you're Plainedge, we talked about Manhasset probably being in the 4-5 game a week from now. But if you're Plainedge, you're in the opposite end of the spectrum where you're in the 1-8 game. You're probably going to have somebody that you're, not being disrespectful, just being honest, probably much better than, right? So right now you let your starters play pretty deep into the second half and get some good reps, because in practice during the week now, I don't think teams are going, now that the playoffs are on, nobody wants to get guys banged up or hurt. So there's not a lot of, live practice.
There's a low block there on Manhasset on the kickoff return.
Yep. So this is a good chance for those starters to get a few extra reps in the game against live bodies and in a game situation. You've done that now. They've come out of halftime, played a whole other quarter, and now it's time to, let the other guys get to play a little bit, because they come to work every single day, which is really cool. And if you've been Manhasset now, you've learned a bit about yourself, I think, and now you're in a tough situation here. So 1st and 10 deep in your own territory, but you're getting ready to seeing, get some reps and get some things on film maybe you want to go over in preparation for Cary next week.
1st and 10 from the 10 for the Indians of Manhasset. And it is still Gargiulo at quarterback. And he gives up the middle. Girardi on the stop. The ball was carried by Mulholland. And a couple of yards on that play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Winding down less than a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Manhasset certainly, are not going to be in a rush. Try to get a first down here, though, and get a drive moving, but clock working, and
they gave him 3 on the last run. 2nd and 7. Farku gets the pitch. He was in motion, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss for a couple, and it's going to bring up 3rd down, and that could be the final play of this third quarter.
Those option plays with the pitch and the quick toss have been tough plays. They have not been able to get the edge blocked very well. The Plainedge players on the edge are very tough. Even some of the second group here are pretty good, and so now Manhasset's going to have a long 3rd and 9 coming in the second half.
That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter. We'll also tell you about tomorrow's action right here on Varsity Media. That's coming up in just a moment. The score after 3.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Peter Schwartz, Mike Hungerford back at Plainedge High School. 1 quarter to go, and it's 48-7 Plainedge. But tomorrow we've got more football here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Garden City, unbeaten in Conference 2, hosting New Hyde Park. Garden City getting ready for a first-round home playoff game next week. New Hyde Park, the visitors to the Trojans tomorrow. Here's a pass to the far side, incomplete, and it'll bring up second down. And Garden City, Mike, having another fine season. Saw them firsthand playing MacArthur last week, and they're a machine getting ready for the Conference 2 playoffs.
Yeah, I think right now Plainedge is certainly well on their way to finishing the season 8-0. Garden City tomorrow. I'll be on the call tomorrow with Dylan and Butler, and we're going to see if Garden City can do the same and finish 8-0. And if you were a betting man, you wouldn't bet against Garden City. No disrespect or animosity towards to the New Hyde Park program. And whenever you do a game, you always want to see a good game, right? So I hope it's a good game tomorrow. And Farmingdale now winning at Syosset, so they'll try to finish in Conference 1 at 8-0. And so it's, you're starting to get to see some separation. I really believe those are the three best teams in the county. Anyone can have their opinion on what order they're in. But I would say Plainedge, Garden City, and Farmingdale represent the cream of the crop of and the teams in Nassau this year. Three best teams.
Punt from their own end zone is downed at the 42-yard line, so Plainedge will get it back in outstanding field position as we start the fourth quarter.
I think Plainedge going to bring out their second offensive group. I saw a center on the sidelines snapping to a different quarterback, and probably bring the second group out. Looks like there might have been a penalty, too, on top of it, which are moving back a little bit.
Yep. Back to the Plainedge 48.
Even if you were Manhasset and you wanted to maybe sub your second offense, you had the ball in pretty tough field position. You never want to put your second offensive in 1st and 10 on your own 10-yard line and put the pressure on those guys to move the ball. So that's a little tough. And we'll see now as Plainedge starts to sub offensively to their second group. A bunch of young men that come to work and practice every day and get a great chance to get some reps. And the way the season is going for Plainedge, they've gotten a lot of reps in a bunch of games, which is really cool.
Yeah, we're going to see Domenico Moscato at quarterback here for Plainedge in the fourth quarter. And the give is up the middle. And that was Healy, a junior running back, 5'6", 145.
Yeah, great. It's one thing about we don't talk enough about, in the broadcast, Peter, is that I think we brought it up at Garden City last year, Dylan and I, that one advantage the really good programs have is they win a lot, right? And they win games in all sports, in a lot of different sports, where they get ahead of the opponent, and their second groups get a lot of reps and get a lot of game reps. And then the next year when they say, oh, that guy's a first-year starter, yeah, but he had 75 reps as a second teamer on a really good team a year ago, game reps, which is a lot more than maybe the backups on teams that aren't as good are getting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's a huge advantage. I think Garden City has that, a tremendous advantage with that. They're very successful in their second groups, get a lot of reps. Plainedge's guys the same way. Conference 1 over the years between Freeport and Farmingdale and Mass Creek and Oceanside. Same can be said of those guys when they've have dominant squads. And right now, these guys are getting really valuable game reps, right, for a bunch of guys who next year, some of them will be starters.
And that last run was Stavros Varnamaskos for a couple. And now Moscato takes it himself and is brought down maybe after a gain of a yard. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they'll punt it away. That's okay.
First punt of the night for Plainedge.
It's one of the times in the game where your starters are out of the game a little bit, right? And they're over there and they're talking about, what they're doing tomorrow at the game and plays of the game. And all of a sudden, one of the coaches turns around and goes 3rd down and goes punt. And guys lose their mind. They're like, oh my God, I got to grab my stuff. I got to get on,
And there's a ball that's not caught cleanly there by the punter. And it's loose and it's picked up by Manhasset at the 33-yard line.
Tintle
is the guy who recovers the muffed punt, or at the dropped punt. And we'll see if Tintle goes in there a quarterback. He's been playing quarterback the last couple of weeks. He's going off. It's still going to be Gargiulo, it looks like.
Yeah, he kind of dropped that snap a little bit. Tintle was in country ball land. He could have picked that one up maybe, but he just couldn't get it clean, right? And went down with it. But good field position for Manhasset. But this is high school football for you, Peter, and the kids are always going to give the coaches a reason sometimes, right? And once again, they went on and punted, and it wasn't successful. And, if you're Rob Shaver, you'll stay on that, because to win a championship, you can't have those mistakes.
Here is Mulholland. The ball is fumbled. It's loose. Back towards midfield. And let's see. It's going to be Plainedge football at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, ball's slippery right now. On the pitch. Just got his eye off it.
They were trying to get the ball out wide to Heathington.
To the Plainedge guys' team's credit, though, Dean Visconti is out there playing linebacker number 34. He's made some nice plays on specials earlier in the game. He's right there, and the pitch man kind of takes his eye off it just enough because he's like, I think that guy's gonna give me a shot, right? I'm gonna get hit, and he loses sight of it just enough where he can't catch it. And that's part of playing really good team defense, right? Having guys, assignment football when you play option teams, fullback, quarterback, pitch, and assignments, and they've done a good job of that.
Plainedge back on offense. Again, Moscato at quarterback out of the shotgun. Inside of 6 minutes to go. High stat. Moscato brings it down, and he'll take off to the far side. And he's across midfield. Now let's see where they mark him down around the 49-yard line.
Up and he'll stay in play, and the clock will keep moving. Saquon Barkley, stay in bounds. Stay in bounds. Great year so far for New York football, though. It's really great football for Long Island high school football. It's been a great season. There's going to be some great playoff games, but some great season for New York football. Syracuse having a great year, and the professional teams having a really, really good year as well.
And here's a give. It's DiMatteo.
And I think this weekend, Peter, I saw on TV.
My apologies. It was Matthew Williams, 27.
You want to get those people mentioned. That's true.
I do.
Second on line. And this weekend.
And he's a senior, too. A senior 5'6", 135. So Matthew Williams gets a carry there.
This weekend, I heard the Jets are putting DeBrickshaw Ferguson.
Yes, in the Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. DeBrickshaw Ferguson, Freeport's finest. I was privileged enough to have coached against DeBrickshaw Ferguson when he was in high school. He was a great player. And a tremendous player and a great representative of Freeport football and Long Island football in college at Virginia, and then in the NFL, the Brick, and Thorpe Award winner, Martone Award winner in high school in Nassau County, and making the Ring of Honor very, very, very cool.
Vardamascos, the ball carrier there. Interesting personal note for me on Brick as a Jets fan. So many years ago, it's going to be a 1st and 10 here for Plainedge, and a high snap, and they get it down. It's Vardamascos again around the right side for a few yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down. So my son Bradley started playing Pee Wee football at 4 years old for the Levittown Red Devils, and the first year he played, it was on the peanut level, so they had different color jerseys. He's on the green team. He's excited. We're Jets fans. He's on the green team. So he has to pick out a jersey on opening night of training camp. He has to go pick out a jersey. And the jerseys are all lined out there on the floor. And he said, Dad, it's 60. It's Brick's number. I'm getting Brick's number.
You want it to be the Brick, sure.
And here's a play to the near side to Girardi, and there's a flag that comes in after the play. But he was so excited that he knew right off the bat at 4 years old that was Brick's number, and now Brick is going into the Jets Ring of Honor.
It's awesome. And, and there's been a little bit of a link between the Jets players and having some local guys or some guys with some local flavor. You see the horse collar being called there, good call by the white hat right there. And this game has been excellently officiated, I think, but as a sidebar. But, when you look at Long Island, they have Lindenhurst's finest of a team right now over what the Jets have right now. And they had Wayne Corbett, who was a local player from Hofstra. They've had a lot of that in their history of local guys.
Yes.
John Schmidt, guys like that who are local guys playing at the Jets. And I'm dating myself with.
Now you've opened up another can of worms there, because you're talking about Hofstra players, and it's still very sad that Hofstra dumped football a number of years ago.
Sure.
But now LIU is a Division I program in Nassau County, joining Stony Brook in Suffolk County here on Long Island. Here's a give up the middle, down inside the 15-yard line. Girardi, the ball carrier.
Nice little drive going here right now by the second group from Plainedge. Some really nice work up front by the linemen by Munich and Cavani. I'm sorry if I'm not saying the names correctly, but some good push up front. Number 63 there, I like Pfeffer there right there. Liam Pfeffer with some good push up front. I think it's a center right there. No one ever calls the center's name except when something bad happens. So we're going to say he had some good plays right there.
As the father of a center and a long snapper, I appreciate that, Mike.
Absolutely. Everyone just expects it's going to happen. And the Plainedge guys go from shotgun to under to all different things. And you got to be able to do both things as a center for them. So that's pretty tough.
And here's a give to Girardi again. And he gets down to about the 11-yard line.
So I think, I know, Peter, if you're Manhasset, right, you're going to walk out of here and you lose 48-7, and you say, wow, it was pretty tough. They're really good. But what you got to tell your kids was, we just played the best team in the conference. And they're far and away the best team. They're 8-0. They've outscored everybody by a lot to a little. And now we got to go in the 4-5 game. We got to play the carry guys who we were right there and then and there with the first time, right? And now, what can we learn from this game? What are the lessons from this game we can take the next week to get a win, right? One of them is ball security, ball control, mistake-free, penalties, kicking game, things like that. And that's why you play these games,
And Plainedge takes a knee, and that's going to bring us to the end of this game. The final score, Plainedge 48, Manhasset 7. Mike, great to work with you here tonight, and good luck tomorrow in your broadcast with Dylan. And we'll see you in the playoffs.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to Coach Shaver. I say it all the time. Everyone thinks winning is easy. It's harder to win it all the time when you think it is, when you're everyone's big game and you're everyone's expectation. And great job of him and his staff finishing undefeated in the regular season, because it's not easy.
It is
and
not.
Good luck to the playoffs to them.
Absolutely. Thanks to Chris Sweeney and the staff here for Varsity Media for their help on the broadcast tonight. For Mike Hungerford, I'm Peter Schwartz, reminding you our final score, Plainedge 48 and Manhasset 7. Have a great night, everyone, and thanks for watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.